and I'm going to go over what each move is and some of the things that you want to try to look for when you're doing it. And also, going from the visual to the visceral is always the toughest challenge in Wing Chun. And so that's what I'm going to try to describe to you as well, what you're trying to do and what you're trying to feel internally as I go through this. So, demonstration first. Section 1. So let's go over a couple of things that you should think about as you're learning to do this. Just first the mechanical, and then trying to let it relax and focus on yourself. So the first thing is getting the proper distance away from the dummy. You want to use the first third of the dummy and lining it up with the upper third of your index finger. So when you're here, this should be the distance away, because as I've stated many times now, you always want to try to find your 0 point, your balance point, your control point. And I need to be able to control myself. I don't want to ever be fighting myself. That is one of the big epiphanies, self-actualization things of Wing Chun, is I should never be fighting my own body. I control myself and go with the force, always while focusing towards the target. That's one of the big things from a rope mechanical process that Wing Chun is teaching you. So, when I line myself up properly, I then will line myself up with the upper third of my forearm, with the forward third of the dummy arm itself. And pull back, squaring my shoulders off nicely, trying to have nice even balance across my shoulder girdle. And now I open up the Ichikima, and my stance in Ichikima should again be nipple level from here. And I shoot forward, left hand first. Now, when I shoot forward, the first motion I'm going to do is jump style. You notice it's not just my left hand coming forward, and if you it's both arms going forward. At this point, if you're doing a muk jung, you should be working on total arm coordination. Not just my left arm, not just my right arm, but now everything should be working together. And you notice as well, when I go forward and I make that motion here and it rotates a little bit, it's not me just rotating my arm actively. It's because I come in contact with the dummy arm, and if I have the proper balance, that contact is me going with the force, not fighting the dummy arm itself, and that's what's causing my forearm to rotate as it is. So I shoot forward, jump style. Now from here, I'm going to go again, palm strike with my left hand, and I'm going to brace back and lapse out this way here. Now remember, the big thing is I don't want to come in and fight the dummy arms and jam myself up this way, trying to force a lapse out and a palm strike to happen. If I do that, that would be like I'm trying to punch somebody like this and I'm fighting their arms the whole time. Remember, I will never stop saying this. You never want to fight the force of your own body. You are learning to listen to feel if you are getting too tight, if your motion is getting jammed up, anything like that. That is what you're trying to go and develop that feel. Go from the visual motion to the visceral internal feel and base everything you have off of that. I don't just look at the food, but when I taste the food, then I know that it's good food or it's not. So when I come in and I go forward here and I do the lap palm strike, you notice it's my body bracing back and coming and doing the lap style action here. It's not just me just using my arm. At this level of Wing Chun, I should be using total body coordination to learn to develop, to apply power. Right here. And now when I do the next motion and I shift forward with that, again, it's not just my arm going this way and my right arm coming down, but it's I shift into that. Now it's if I remove myself from the dummy, my shift is what makes the body move, not just my arms doing their own thing. Again, I need total body coordination. So when I'm here, you'll notice it's not just my elbow coming down this way, it's sinking, but I'm actually coming in. And I'm going forward with that. So I'm pulling the person into me here. So as I square up, the elbow drops in just that little bit, just so I can feel the connection of that. So I come this way here. Now from the next motion, I'm going to wind up and Quan Sao. Now when I do the next motion of the tan palm, don't think I have to always be laying on the dummy and going from here and trying to circle as I do the tan sao. I don't want to get into the habit of pushing the arm into the corner of the socket. If I do that, when I go to deal with the live energy, that means I'm just pushing on the person's arm. But ultimately, what you're learning to do with the dummy is always affect the core of whatever you're working with. So when I'm here, I use this arm to feel the core of the dummy. I pull on it, I feel the core. I push on it, I can still feel that core. But if I come in here and I'm just going to the corners of the socket, I don't feel that core. So I don't want to come in and just push on the sockets. Okay? Now, as far as how much you disengage, don't think I always, again, have to constantly be touching. Even if during a transition, I move like a finger width away from the dummy, that's okay, because I can still focus on going towards the target. So the next motion I'm going to do is tan palm. Now, be careful when you do this tan palm. I should be free going forward with my arms both supported evenly by my body. I don't want to come in here and think, oh, I'm pushing out this way. I don't want to be jammed up with my motion. Like I said, ultimately, everything you do should flow so I feel liberated in my motion. My motion doesn't feel jammed up. I should, like I'm always throwing the ball, throwing the bong south, throwing the tan palm. I'm releasing that motion. So when I do the motion here, it's teaching me 2 hands come forward. That's one of the biggest things that you can learn in Wing Chun, is that 2 arms evenly go forward at all times. Not being pushed with the arms. I'm not coming here going this way, but it's my body that's supporting that as it's going forward. My next motion I'm going to do, got one. Now, I backwards brace when I do this, and where is my center line pointed? I should be within the width of the dummy body when I do this. I don't want to be just directly on the center. I definitely don't want to overshoot the body this way. When I come from here and I step back, and now I'm going to brace back with my left leg, I'm keeping myself within the body of the dummy. The next motion I do is Quan Sao. Now when I'm here, you notice my body goes forward to support that. Because like I said, everything I do, I should learn to feel the body of the dummy. Feel is different than leaning on it. I never, ever want to feel like I'm leaning on the other person. You need to become aware through a lot of practice if you are doing that. Always ask for feedback. Are you controlling your motion? Are you controlling your center of gravity? Because if you're not, and the other person has better stability and control, you are telegraphing exactly what you do. And it will be very easy for that person to counter that. So, before the Quan Sao here, now I'm going to step around, triangle step, and tan palm again. I should be, again, free in my motion here. I don't want to feel like I'm jammed up this way here. I don't do tan sao in still and towel right here. I do tan sao, my motion is in front of me. So I feel the proper stretch, sink, and release of the finger. All right, extension. And again, like I said, both hands are pushing forward so I can feel the equal shoulders that are being used to support this. Not just this shoulder here, and not just this shoulder here, but the 2 hands coming together going forward. And down jump again. Notice my center line is within the body of the dummy. I don't want to overshoot this way, and now I'm pointed this way when I do that. I want to always keep my body structure within, so I'm always targeting the body of the dummy. And do another Quan Sao. Notice I'm shifted here, and I come back, and I do jut palm strike. And I step back in front, double jut, double pop. Now I circle, and I go forward. Now I'm going to do the other side. My right hand comes forward, Jung Sao, and lock palm strike. And now I shift back. Notice my elbow sinks in towards the dummy arm just a little bit, and I go forward, palm strike. Circle, wind up, Quan Sao, now palm, down jump. Sao and Quan Sao, again, push forward here. And the next motion, palm strike. Down jump. Really fun again, but notice this time, I'm doing the other side. And jet palm, double jet, double pow. A couple of things to note is that as you memorize the form itself, all right, the next thing you really want to work on is, are you stable in controlling your center of gravity? I don't want to be like here when I do this, and I don't want to push myself away. The double jet and double pow, I've talked about this before, is a very easy motion for a lot of people to do, no matter what level you're at. But when I'm here, in the beginning, yeah, I want to learn to sink. So I'm using my whole body, but remember, I'm not just dropping down with it, but my body goes slightly forward, down, and that, if I have the proper stretch, I'm not going down this way because that'll cause my hands to go down, but now this way, sink, all together. So I'm sinking, pull, and from here, I go up, and I go push forward. See how the dummy gets affected? Sink, pulling it towards me, push, going it away from me. But it's not just up at the arm or down at the arm. The motion's coming in this way and then forward this way. You see the two actions of the triangle here and here. The other thing is, do your best to look forward. Even though you might be taller than the body of the dummy, don't look down. It's a bad habit to develop. I even always still working on that myself. Every once in a while I'll catch myself, oh, wait, gotta look forward. I want everything to go forward in Wing Chun. So, I will do section 2 later on. Good luck.